Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So you guys just saw the trailer to my very first music video. What? Yes, this was officially my biggest project to date. And today I'm gonna talk about the top 5 things that I learned shooting this music video. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so before we dive all the way into this video, these are the top 5 things that stood out to me personally. There are a bunch of things that actually go into making a music video. So these are just the things that stood out to me the most. Hopefully you guys pick up a thing or two, especially for those that are looking into making music videos. So the very first thing is having a shot list. And what I mean by that is have your beginning, have your middle, and have your end. Basically you want to have a little story of, okay, we're going to start here, the middle of the video here, and we're going to end it here. Have an idea of what it is you're going to be shooting. It's going to be very, very hard if you just go out there and try to wing the entire thing. It might not work in your favor. So write it down your phone, write it down on a piece of paper, whatever it is you need to write it down, but write it down and take that with you. When you go out to the set, when you go out to wherever you're at, look back at it and say, okay, cool, have an idea of what you're doing. It doesn't have to be every single little thing, but at least have a generalized thing of what you're gonna be doing. All right, so that is number 1, have a list. Now, number 2 kind of goes back to the first thing in having a list, and that is actually your opening scene. Your opening scene is basically the first thing that your audience is going to see. You wanna pull them into your video, so you wanna make sure that you have a good establishing shot as far as the opening scene. When I did mine, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, so I set it up, took video. 3, 2, 1, go. But I realized I probably should have taken a lot more angles, a lot more things, because although the artist did like the opening shot, they did ask if I had any other shots. And when we skimmed through all the footage that we had, I realized that, great, I should have probably taken a little bit more time working on the opening scene, because the opening scene is very important. It's the first thing that they're gonna see when they watch your video. So make sure your opening scene is there and coordinate with your artist. Don't be afraid of going to your artist and say, hey, what do you think of this? Or showing him what it is you're working on. All right, so opening scene is number 2. So now number 3 and number 4 kind of tie in really, really good. I feel like these all tie in somehow one way or another. But number 3 and number 4 really tie in, and that is to prepare for the unexpected and be prepared to improvise, because that will happen. For instance, I'll give you an example. There was a particular scene that we were doing, so we set up and I was having the artist come towards me, and then we were basically going to do a scene at that moment. What happened is they did the walkway towards me, and then after, when we go back to actually start doing the scene we're going to be doing, we got kicked off. So we got kicked off where we were. They basically told us that where we were was private property, but then we started thinking, okay, on the street, which is, you know, a couple feet more, that's public property, so we can actually shoot it there. So therefore, versus having a view of having the camera this way, I had to improvise and shoot it this way. And that's just one of those things that you have to improvise for the unexpected, because the unexpected will happen. So you gotta remember that. Be prepared for anything to go wrong. Be prepared for certain shots not to go the way you imagined it. So be prepared for that, and also be prepared to improvise, because improvising and not be prepared are gonna go hand in hand. So be ready for that, guys. I'm not trying to scare you guys or anything, but that's what's gonna happen is sometimes in your head you see a certain shot going. When you film it, you realize, okay, it didn't look as cool, or you know what, it didn't look the way I thought it would. At that point, what do? You have to improvise. You have to try a different way. Okay, let me shoot it from this way. Let me get a lower angle. Let me get a higher angle. Let me go this way. Just improvise. You know, experiment. That's what it is. You know, you already have an outline, your beginning, your middle, end, and basically you fill in those gaps with your creativity. Find what flows, find out what they like, and just, you know, just go from there. All right, and then the very last one, number 5, is knowing your frame rate. Knowing your frame rate is very important. It's gonna break those scenes. Okay, am I gonna shoot this at 24 frames, or am I gonna shoot this at 120 frames? You know, you have to know, not necessarily know, but have an idea of how you're going to be using your scenes. Now, you can shoot your entire music video at 60 frames, but just know that certain scenes may look unnatural. I actually shot a particular scene on the music video that I did, and originally I was gonna shoot it at 24 frames, and I didn't realize that I still had it in 60 frames. I filmed it, and you know what? It was still good because the movements were kind of fast, so he was doing things. If that would have been more of a slower down or just a different scene, it may have not worked as good. And if you're not sure, shoot it in both frames. Shoot it at 24 frames, and then redo the whole entire scene again and shoot it at 60 frames if you have to. This way you have both options if you're able to. All right, but that's about it, guys. That's all I have. Those are my top 5 things that I learned shooting my music video. And then one last thing, this music video will drop on the 22nd. I'll go ahead and drop it here on the channel. You guys can see that entire full music video. That's actually all I have for this video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of you who have been watching. If you have subscribed, subscribe below. But until next video, see you guys around.